So there were three arguments not to use price to earning ratio. So price to earning ratio ना use करने के तीन argument है. So how do you use the price to earning ratio? We calculate the price to earning ratio, okay, and we compare that with the price to earning ratio, average price to earning ratio of industry. And how do we calculate that average? Can someone tell me? Vedant, can you tell me how do we calculate that average? Average price to earning ratio of industry, how do we calculate that?
Sir, first we calculate all the APS.
हाँ, मतलब वो मैथमेटिक्स में कौन सा था वो?
The
Harmonic mean. I remember harmonic mean.
हाँ right harmonic में हाँ
Okay.
right.
But main problem of calculating price to earning ratio is that this earnings which are being used in the denominator, this earnings have three problems. Number one, earnings could be manipulated. Earnings could be negative. When company is making loss, the earnings would be negative. And third, earnings could be volatile. So there are the three main problems of using the price to earning ratio. Earnings is the figure that every investor, not every, like majority of the investors know the figure of earnings. Like know what is earnings. किसी को बताने की जरूरत नहीं है कि कंपनी का प्रॉफिट इतना इतना हुआ. इस दिन को मतलब क्या ऐसे कोई पूछेगा नहीं. You tell कंपनी का बुक वैल्यू ऑफ इक्विटी इतना इतना है, they will say what मतलब. But if you tell them कंपनी का प्रॉफिट इतना इतना है, then they will not say like what do you mean by that. They will not say like this. They will understand. Sales and the profit figure are like everyone will be able to like relate to that. Even if the investor is kind of 10th standard fail, he will still understand what is sales and the profit of the company. So from that perspective, as the investors know the figure of profit, the accountant try their best to manipulate the figure of profit. So three main problems are the figure of profit is highly manipulated. It could be negative when costs are higher, sales are lower, and it is highly volatile because of financial leverage and operating leverage. That is fixed interest cost and fixed rent. Okay, so fixed interest cost, fixed rent, fixed salary will make it the earnings very volatile. So three main problems. उसमें से एक प्रॉब्लम कवर था, अर्निंग्स कैन बी नेगेटिव एंड मैनेजमेंट डिस्क्रिशन इंक्रीजेस द रिलायबिलिटी. नहीं, मैनेजमेंट डिस्क्रिशन रिड्यूसेस द रिलायबिलिटी बिकॉज व्हेन मैनेजमेंट इज हैविंग द डिस्क्रिशन कि कौन सा डेप्रिसिएशन मेथड यूज करना है, दे कैन यूज द डिस्क्रिशन टू देयर एडवांटेज टू मैनिपुलेट द नेट इनकम. I repeat, they can use the discretion to their advantage to manipulate the net income, so it reduces the reliability. किन लोगों ने A mark किया था? Just want to see raise of hand. How many will mark A as the answer? Just want to see raise of hand. Nabil, is it clear, right? कि when the manager is management, see management को
Yes.
अगर ना, अगर उनको स्ट्रिक्ट रूल बोला कि एसएलएम ही यूज करना है, यूजफुल लाइफ 10 इयर्स का यूज करना है, सैल्वेज वैल्यू 0 यूज करना है. So if you give them strict rules, then management won't have a discretion. They will not be able to manipulate depreciation expense. Net income would be pure figure. But because management is having a liberty in choosing the residual, choosing the salvage value, choosing the useful life, they choose that salvage value and useful life which is convenient to them. For example, if they want to show higher depreciation expense, then they show that the asset will last for 50 years. कोई भी asset 50 years last नहीं करता, but they have the liberty to show that asset will last for 50 years. So depreciation expense will go down and the net income will go up. So basically, when the management is given a discretion, they will try use that discretion for manipulation of the net income. So it will reduce the reliability. So this was about manipulation and this was about negative. And third thing was the earnings could be volatile. So A and the B were not the answer because they're looking for the argument in support, argument for using, not arguments against using. So the answer was C. The earning power is considered to be a primary determinant of value. This इसके ऊपर हमने बोला था लेक्चर में कि basically if you are trying to calculate a value of Zomato or calculate the value of any company, the main parameter to determine is it profitable. स्टार्टअप वैल्यूएशन में ये चीज भूल गए सब लोग कि प्राइमरी डिटरमिनेंट इज नॉट सेल्स. सेल्स करना कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है. सेल्स ना करना इज शेमफुल. अगर आप सेल्स नहीं कर रहे हो बिजनेस बंद कर दो. सेल्स करना इज नॉट अचीवमेंट. सेल्स करना इज बेसिक्स ऑफ बिजनेस. If you can't do the sales, shut down your business. The value does not come from how much you're selling. The value is coming from how much profit you're earning. The primary determinant of value of any company is how much profit it is making. and that is what was mentioned in the option C. So option C was the correct one. एक बार टेक्स्ट बुक में देखता हूँ कहाँ पे है, कहाँ पे था ये तो लेवल 1 का है, सॉरी सेकंड सेकंड। बुक नंबर 2 ना, कंफर्म प्लीज। नो, बुक नंबर 3। It is most popular in the investment community because everyone understand it. Earning power as measured by EPS is the primary determinant of the investment value. दिया था इसमें, तो from that perspective it was like straightforward. And empirical research suggests that P difference is significantly related to long run stock returns. मतलब basically what they're trying to say is कि दो कंपनी का long term returns में there is a जमीन आसमान का difference, then we can connect that zameen asman ka difference in the return with significant differences in their P ratio. Most of the time ऐसा होता है ना कि low P stocks का returns काफी ज्यादा होता है, high P stocks का returns is quite lower. They did not mention that directly. They're just trying to say कि basically the P ratios are having an impact on the return. That differences, if the two stocks are having a significantly different returns, and it has been seen that the two stocks also have a significant different PE ratio. Generally, low PE stock will have a higher return, and high PE stocks will generally have a lower return in the longer term. And that was the main point that I had mentioned. The third point, sorry, that I mentioned. First one, it is like popular. This one is what was being mentioned, is the primary determinant of value. And then this is like the differences in the PE are going to contribute significantly to the differences in the long-term return. And negative, manipulated, volatile is what we had mentioned in the lecture. So very healthy question was like straightforward. The answer of that was C.